Hello everyone, thanks for watching this game. We're TW Replays. My name is Jay Martin. We're watching a viewer submitted game by Scroogie. I've done maybe a couple of Scroogie's games in previous years. Scroogie's a very experienced, very good player. And he submitted this on the Discord and he said this is against a fairly inexperienced player, but it was a good example of pushing on the flanks to demonstrate your attack. He's playing Ottoman, of course. And what I think is interesting is we have the 8 line. There's there's 2 Bashi Bazooks and then the 1 Janissary in the middle there. This is interesting. I've never really seen this kind of layout before. But I trust him to, express himself. What is interesting is that he has 8 cav here. There's 4 of the heavy Siphi cav, which are kind of heavy lancers, and then 4 shooter cav. One thing I think is interesting is that the 1v1 meta seems to evolve towards much, much heavier cav use. I wouldn't be shocked to see Scroogie bring like 8 shooter cav in this scenario. So the idea that he wanted to bring 4 of the heavy lancers I think is interesting. The lancers are best used going through the center, but Scroogie isn't really planning on playing in the center right here. He just has 1 Janissary, that's it. So he's obviously very clearly saying he wants to attack on the flank. And ignore the center. So what I think Scroogie is really saying right here is this is sort of an extreme evolution or branching of the 1v1 grassy strats where we play to the flanks exclusively, and there has to be some counterplay. Like if I was playing against Scroogie here and I would see this, I would be very alarmed. And I would be like, why don't you have a center? And Scroogie here is saying, fuck you. I don't have a center. And that's a really interesting just kind of development of the 1v1 metagame, I think. His opponent, what are we doing? We have 4 regiments of elite cav over here. Okay, 3 elite line with a chasseur. Okay, this game is not about Scrooge's opponent at all. His opponent is a mess. What? That's weird. I mean, what Scrooge's doing is weird, too, to be fair. So what we're kind of interested in is what Scroogie does and why he does it. So we start by moving up the field. My cat's throwing a fit in the background. Come here. Come up here. Come up here. Yes, I can hear you. Come up here. Alright, well, I'm curious. So let's look at it like this. Opponent is not really moving, which is kind of what I expected. Let's fast forward till we get to an engagement. Okay, now you want to come up. That's fine. Okay, so Scroogie's maintaining his orientation of his cav, which I think is odd. Okay, we want shooter cav to go shoot. Opponent pulls their cav back. Scroogie wants to continue with shooter cav harassment on the flank. I mean, I approve. So what is this? This is Volt, Chasseur, Chasseur. That's our light infantry. 2 shooter cav on that side. I kind of like how he's walking. Why is it not letting me hover? All right. Is my game correct? Can't do anything. Is my game crashing? This is really awkward. Okay. Our um featuring technical of huh. Um okay, we have sound again. Trying trying to zoom in a little bit and nothing's things are happening. Okay, are we back? We're back. No, we're not back. Because it's not letting me click that. This is okay, maybe we're back. Okay, sorry. I really apologize. Game is super stuttering. Maybe I held down the spacebar too long. This is odd. 2 units of shooter cav should not be chasing all these around the map. Okay, once again, volt, chasseur. One advantage the Ottomans have is that your typical nation would have a militia unit right where that Bashi bazooka is, but the Bashi is A, half the money, and B, can melee attack much with much stronger hit than just your average militia unit. So Ottomans do get a little bit of an edge here. This guy's got a really unhealthy kink in his line. It looks to me like Scroogie has a really good opportunity if we could get here. What's he thinking? He's taking his time, which I actually kind of appreciate. A good way to lose games is to rush in there. And what's interesting with the French team falling back... Oh, wait a minute. What are you doing? You're moving all your cav to the center. Okay. And then our line is coming like this. So what I like about what Scroogie's doing right now is he's recognized that this kink right here is a place where he can gain really high grade positional advantage. Like, so units placed right here against this kink in the line are going to get a massive accuracy advantage or firepower advantage over these units that are kind of going to be shooting that way and then shooting that way. So what he's done is he's identified that he wants to be right here, and he's totally right. What I think he's trying to figure out right now is how to use his cav meaningfully. I mean, sending... And he's got a couple good options. Sending the Lancers right here, there, makes a lot of sense. Okay, and he's making the attack. Yeah, this is great. He's going to be hugely advantaged. Where are... Oh my god, are we stuttering again? Okay, the melee troops just crashing right there is fine. I mean, if he wants to chase that volt, that's okay too. But that's a really... Oh my god, all 8 cav are right here. So he's decided he wants to go in this direction. Okay, that's fine. I mean, if he breaks this... What does this guy do? So, okay, you move that way, but now these guys, and he's already moving them, get to come down right here. And if French dude doesn't do anything with his cav, and we have all these guards over here that aren't doing anything, I think I'm starting to see, okay, so first Lancer goes in. And then what are the shooter cav doing? They're just going to shoot. That's fine. And then Janissaries get committed right there. Yeah, I mean, this game's kind of over. What? So let's pause. Let me talk about some big picture concepts. So what Scroogie's done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So Scroogie has managed to put 13 units in a position on the field to fight against 11. All right? These guys, there's 6 units here not participating in the battle. So a thing you want to be thinking about in the big picture is, are all of my units engaged? Right? An easy way to win games, an easy way to lose games is to not engage your units. So what the French player, by being passive, and these shouldn't even count. This is 3 cav and a random ass chasseur. That's not really engaging in the game. So it's more like 11v6 or 8 right now. So Scroogie's maneuvered himself into a position where he has way more units shooting, way more units fighting than the French dude. French dude's thinking about moving a cav unit, maybe. But then again, it's just defensive countercharge. That's not the worst. It's better than nothing. And then because Scroogie's Ottoman, just the little subtle added bonus of the Bashy Bazooka or the Janissary hitting your line, and then you double it up with his Lancers are roaming around. That's it. And now we got a big advantage. The cav are too late to be relevant. Are we actually trying to do something here? Yeah, we're trying. We're too late. But that's the big picture. Is what Scroogie did is he got his army into a position against an opponent who didn't maneuver, where he had way more units engaged than his opponent did. That's why maneuver is important. Get as many units engaged as possible. Keep them engaged. And then this is interesting. I mean, okay, maybe, right? Maybe you got a bunch of guards here. They should, I mean, they completely out-quality what Scroogie has to offer. But it's too late. The game is over. Scroogie can afford to attrition at like a 1-to-2 ratio here and still win the game. All right. Yeah. It's just ugly. I mean, there's 3 times as many Ottoman flags as there are French ones. Scroogie doesn't give a shit at this point. He's just like, whatever, bring it. He's also got cav superiority. I mean, look at these 2 units down there. He doesn't even care. He just left those behind. Like, this game is over. But so there's, you know, some lessons there that Scroogie helped us demonstrate. That, you know, initially he was pushing for a heavy flank play. And frankly, I thought that his army that he brought was weird. Super heavy on the cav. There's 0 center. Does that work against a good player? That's a very good question. Maybe not. I might like to ask Scrooge to duel me playing this build that wouldn't be fair because I know exactly what he's trying to do, of course, um, but you pick an advantageous position to engage the game in, and if your opponent is passive and doesn't maneuver to exploit the weaknesses that you're showing them, then yeah, you'll carry the game. You'll carry the game pretty easily. So interesting game, Scrooge. Thank you for showing us this. Um, Again, if you're interested, hang out with us on the Discord. Scrooge posted 3 games. This is just the first of them. I figured I'd watch them all. I'm trying to watch them and do the videos and like without doing any homework or just kind of this is my reaction, which I think is kind of successful. Again, Scrooge wasn't really tested in this one. Why is your name Belisarius? Is that a type of dinosaur? I don't know. Javier Martinez, thanks for playing, man. It was good to feature you in a game. I don't know what RM means.